welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Teresa and this channel is all about knitting and also some other creative stuff, but mostly knitting. And that's also what this video will be about. I was thinking about some future projects that I really wanted to make, and I actually had a lot of inspiration that I wanted to share with you. I have 10 patterns that I would like to make. Of course, I'm not gonna make them all because there's simply not enough time, but these patterns are really nice and I can't wait to make some of them. So let's start. The first pattern that I want to share with you is the Sarang sweater by Aegyoknit. Sorry for my pronunciation if it's not how it's supposed to be pronounced. It is a really nice sweater. I saw it and I thought it was really dreamy. They describe it as a short and boxy sweater with romantic details, worked top down. And they have an all over cable pattern. They do have a little lace detail in the middle and also on the sleeves, which makes it really interesting. I would love to make it because it feels like it is a little bit challenging, which I like because I've knitted a lot and it is sometimes difficult to find a challenge and to find stuff that you haven't done before. It says that the cables are an inspiration from Nordic cables, which I had not heard of before, so that's also really interesting. A lot of patterns that I found have like Nordic influences, so you will see more about that further on the list. One of the things that could be a negative about this pattern is that there are only 3 sizes. So not really that size inclusive, unfortunately. And the needles used for this are 3mm, 3.5 and 4mm, so it is a very small needle project. But it looks very nice and it really fits into my style, so I would love to make it. The second pattern is also a pattern from Aegyoknit, and it is actually the Aegyo dress. There's a version also where it is a sweater, but I like the dress a lot. It is like an oversized dress, very warm because it is knitted on 6 and 7mm needles, and the yarn used for it is also very thick. So it would be a very nice dress to just snuggle up in and just chill. The winter is almost over though, so I don't know if I want to make it soon because I feel like it will take a lot of time, and then when it's done it will be summer. So maybe I will make it next winter, so at the end of the year, but we'll see. Also for this pattern there are only 2 sizes, so watch out for that. If you're looking for more size inclusive patterns, this may not be the pattern for you. But also with this pattern, the dress is very oversized, so maybe you can get away with it and it will just fit a little bit tighter. But yeah, I really like this dress. It's also same with the first pattern. It seems like a bit of a challenge, which I like. Then number 3 is actually a project that I already started, but I felt like I had to share it here. I feel like a lot of people already saw this pattern because it's from my favorite things, knitwear, who is a very known designer, but it is the Levitatewrap, and it is an oversized wrap cardigan. I feel like it's a little bit of a ballerina cardigan vibe. It's really nice, and I feel like you can put it on different kind of styles. You can make it a little bit more streetwear with like jeans and like a little bit more of a cool style, and you can also make it more office appropriate, like an office kind of pant. It goes with a lot of different styles, and I also really do like oversized clothing, so it fits right up in my alley. This pattern has a lot more sizes. It goes up to 4XL. It is knitted on 6mm needles, but the double knitted border is knitted on 5mm needles. so it will knit up pretty fast. Then the fourth pattern is actually a very cool pattern, and I haven't really seen a pattern like this before. It is the Nordic mix sweater by daalgard knit, and it is a boxy sweater. As I mentioned, I really like oversized clothing, and it has a traditional Nordic knitting pattern. As I also mentioned before, a lot of Nordic styles piques my interest, and this one is just so cool. It has like different kinds of patterns all in the same sweater, and it just gives it such a unique look that I feel like if you make this sweater, it will be such a cool addition to the wardrobe, and I feel like everyone will want to know where you got it from, and then you can tell them you knitted it yourself. It is knitted on 5mm needles, so I also feel like it would be a pretty quick knit compared to the small needle knits. I do really love the look of Colorwork on it, and since I made a Colorwork sweater and since I made a porcelain sweater a while ago, I've been looking for a new Colorwork pattern to make. Then number 5 will be the Ivy sweater dress, and when I saw this pattern I thought it was just a sweater, but it's called a dress, and it is by Mingbi Luo. Sorry again for the pronunciation, but it is said to be an oversized mid-weight knitwear, and it is inspired by the plant ivy. So it is also like a really boxy loose body fit. And the pattern is just so interesting. It has this like wavy texture, which are cables, I think. I'm not really sure how they make this texture, but how this texture is supposed to be made, but it looks really cool and unique, and I really would like to make it. It does say in pattern, I just read it again, that it could be a sweater or a dress. So I feel like the pictures are maybe from the sweater and not a dress, and the dress could be longer, which would make more sense. For this pattern there are also only 3 sizes, and it is worked on 4 and 3.5mm needles. Then number 6 is the Super Selene sweater by Ventzel. This also is a pattern with Nordic references. It is a colorwork sweater, and it is just really cool to see. When I saw it, I was really drawn to it, and I wanted one myself. I've really been intrigued by the black and white version that she wore on her Instagram. I will also put it somewhere here. She says that she made this pattern because she wants to give the knitter a cozy project, but also a challenging one, which was just music to my ears. I love a challenging project, and also something that I just can sit on the couch with and just knit along on. It is worked on 5mm needles, but I looked and there's also a normal Selene sweater, which is the same one but thinner and on smaller needles. So I feel like the only difference is like the thickness of the yarn and also the neckline. So you have to see which one you like more. I myself do like the Super Selene a little bit more. It just spoke to me a bit more than the Selene one. But everyone has their own preference. So definitely check out the Selene sweater as well. Then number 7 is the Sirisweater from leknit, and it is a cables pattern with moss stitch. It is really pretty, and I really do love cables, and I really wanted to put a cabled knit in here as well. It looks a bit like other cabled patterns that we have already seen, just like the Mingbi sweater a little bit. But there's only so much you can do with cables, of course. But I really love the look of this. It is simple, but it has like a lot of nice details. They have like a really nice construction of where there are lines here, and also on the side. And I just really love the look. I feel like cabled sweaters are just so nice to make, and I want to make more cabled sweaters. It has been a while since I worked cables, so I felt like it was time to do a pattern with cables again. So this one is definitely one of my options that I want to make. Then number 8 is the Mamba dress from Ullen knitwear, and I've seen this dress a few times, but I never really thought about making it until a while ago, and then I saw it and I was like, I do need to make this, because I was really into looking for a nice dress pattern, and for some reason there are not a lot of nice dress patterns. I could not find a lot of them, so I've been looking for a good few months now, and I only found like 2 or 3. I feel like this is a really nice dress that you can wear everywhere. Basically, it is knitted on small needles, so it is 3.5 and 4 millimeter needles. So I feel like this would take me like a year to make. But it is really nice, and you can also choose the length. So if you want a shorter dress, you can make it shorter. If you want it longer till your ankles, that is also an option. It looks really cool, and I would love to make it. Then number 9 will be the Cotongrass jumper from the Thepetiteknitter, not to be confused by Petite Knit. This one is also a Colorwork pattern. The jumper itself is named after an Arctic plant. And there's a cute little story about them living around an Arctic home and running around in the Arctic cotton grass, and the cotton grass really sticking out, and it really inspired them. And they made a pattern based on it. There are 2 different types of making the yoke, plain and contrasting. I'm not really sure about the difference between them. I could not really find it. So if you do find it, let me know. I have not been able to. It is knitted on 3.5 and 4 millimeter needles, so also a pretty small needle project, but it looks really fun, so that should not matter. Then number 10, which is probably one of my favorites, I saved the best for last, is the Polarteddyjacket by Ann-Kathrin. It just came out, and I've been waiting for this pattern to come out for such a long time, since the first time she announced it for testing. And it is such a cool jacket. It is made with boucle yarn, and it just looks so cozy. I feel like you will just feel like a little teddy bear wearing it. It is an oversized jacket, and it is worked top down in stockinette stitch. It has attached pockets, and also you can add flaps. It is knitted on 7 millimeter needles, so this one will be a pretty fast knit as well. It just looks so nice, and I feel like you can wear it as a jacket or just like a vest if it's cold at home or at the office or something. And that will actually be it for the patterns. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you got inspired maybe a little bit to also make some of these patterns. If you do, let me know. I would love to see the results. And I want to thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like. And if you want to see more of me and this channel, please subscribe. And I wish you a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.